Hello, YouTube. It's me, Chris. I'm from Kazumi-chan Productions. If you're new here, please rate and subscribe to my channel. Or I like to say likes, comments, and subs to my channel. And today I'm going to share with you a tip that somebody had left me in the comments below. So, first, I want to give a shout out to Silly Fans. Her channel should be down at the description down below. So, one of her questions was, let's see, in Anime Studio Pro 11, I had made the character. I divided the two pieces, top and bottom, point binding. I want to tote. I want my character tote at the hip. Uh, the problem is when I move the character hip, the the legs are shown. Okay, that's a simple um fix. So let's go with Anime Studio, of course. Sorry, I'm making a second live stream because I seek perfection. Don't ask questions. So of course I'm gonna make a couple shapes. This isn't my best work, but anyway, let's start to call this the hips. And then let's call this the torso. Or the shirt. Whichever one goes first. So let's say if I want to create a character with hips. Or duh, I do. So if you're new here, my name is Chris. I am from Kazumi Productions. So anyway, I'm just showing you how to fix this problem. And thank you, by the way, for subscribing to my channel. For those people that are new here, let me see. Oh, let's see. Let's see. I want the skin color for the legs. Call it legs. Kind of looks like warped image of Marge Simpson. So that looks alright. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just demonstrating the point of the legs. And the reason why I started up again, because Ninja said I posted up something. I wasn't too happy about the way that the tutorial came out. Oops. Speaking of which, so anyway, I'm going to answer all your questions. I know that you probably have your own character egg, but this is just for demonstration purposes. I'm not. Uh, that looks horrible. But anyway, so what I'm just doing is just making a quick leg here, so that way we can get rolling. So, the best way to teach you guys or anything else is to lead from example. That should do it. Let's see if I have two of them. And um, I'm gonna discuss what I did um just now, but but to to better explain myself. Okay, so your first question to me was I divided the two when I move the hip, the leg. So that to me is that well you're not binding the either the legs together or oh god that's so terrible. But that sounds to me like you're not binding something correctly. Hold on, yeah. I might have a message. Oh, yes, I'm using my telephone. Excuse me. Thank you, silly fans, for commenting on my video. If you're still with me, sorry. Um. So anyway, let's go ahead and rig this character. So, there's one more bone that I want to do. Here, maybe. Do 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 do. Nobody show it to me. Okay. Okay. So anyway, back to what I was trying to do. Let's actually parent this real quick to the respective bones. And that's why you're probably missing it too. Sometimes with Anime Studio, you're gonna get bones, and sometimes you're gonna have issues with parent binding, our parent-child relationships. But that's alright. Anyway, let's test this Regara first. Okay. Let's actually say that you already found everything. Just what's this? Sorry, I'm distracted by things. Yeah. So within the Anime Studio Pro 11, you can also do this. Go underneath the bones, select the bones that you want to control, and select the layer. And what this will do is actually bind the layer according to the layout of your bones. So that way you don't warp the whole image. Just the bones that you really want to do. Okay. Let's keep this real short. Sorry guys, I'm learning how to keep these things under 20 minutes or less. Okay. So let's say if you want the hip, um, wait, what was the question? Sorry. This is why I have notepad over notes so that I can see your stuff that you had asked me before. I hope you don't mind me posting your questions on my YouTube channel. So this is a good way to help me explain stuff a little bit better to you guys. You know that. Okay. So after I read this character up, I just want to play with the bones a little bit. So, so you want to move the, hold on. What you first want to do is go in frame one to animate this thing. It's pretty ugly right now. It looks like a Frankenstein. Oh my god. So anyway, what you want to do is select this tool right here in Animate Studio 11. And then we're gonna reset the bones where they are. Let's actually make it little dance here. And with targeting bones, let's actually create some targeting bones. You know, just drag one right there. And I'm just creating the bones without selecting any other bones in the bone layer. Then finally, we're gonna select this bone and go under bone constraints and select number 10 for the first target bone underneath this menu right here. And then with the zoom screen open, I'm gonna select the left leg, select this bone right here. Then after that, I'll go ahead and shift and then select all the highlighted bones. Then go over here to maximum IK stretching. And what this will do is make sure that the bones that are put on the targets don't, you see how it's so stretchy? Well, this is so that they can follow it without leaving the foot. If I do something, it's kind of hard to let go of the foot when it's in target. So once again, I'm gonna highlight the bones, then come over here, select all these resets, and what this will, of course, is doing is this um just making keyframes for every bone there is in the layer, so that way we don't get any sliding. So to make this character pop up and down, over here and do the same thing, kind of, so we get the animation going. And then I'm going to highlight these three keyframes. These are the master to the whole rig. You just have to remember to keyframe every frame there is. So of course, select number two. You don't want the frame to repeat. So now we have this type of horrible animation. I know. And then of course we're gonna slightly alter the bones a little bit. And the reason why uh, the the hips might reveal the legs, for instance, is because of your layer ordering of your skeleton. So all you got to do is just select your hips down here and just slide it down up to underneath the torso, and that will hide the legs, hopefully. Then you got the sewer thing. Oh, it's so creepy looking. But anyway, you get the idea. Let me know for this first question right here. Let me know if that helps you out in any way. And your second question was, how do you change where the bone pivot are at? Well, there's no bone pivot. What they might be thinking is the layer um, origin point. So, anyway, what do you want to do to fix that is to make sure that the layer is selected, and then um, can do this right now. And if you noticed before, I selected the very top of the layer at. And then over here where it says layer translation, well, I can just move that layer to anywhere I want. So, of course, silly fans, you're more than welcome to keep on asking me questions. Um, but although it might conflict with my schedule at my job, at my real job, yeah. So anyway, how to do a walk cycle. Okay. So the first step um, into creating a walk cycle is to have a rig character. It's step number one, and create target bones, which I already did. They're down here. You can highlight them, and that's all you need. And then, of course, I did the same exact thing to gear here. So what you got to realize too is that every if you want to do a walk cycle, first you're going to have a guideline, I call it. And what the guideline is that um whether or not you're doing a front cycle, front walk cycle, or a side walk cycle, you need to get guide to guide your character's feet. Let's first start with the side side walk side walk cycle. Sorry, a long day. So tired. Let's zoom in on the feet. Let's go back in the actions. So anyway, first I freeze everything just like what I did to this ugly rig on keyframe 1. And the similar motion is happening. So we can, in a sense, create a walk cycle using this method, which is to make um, keyframes for the modes in the timeline. So, of course, with me, this is called passing, of course. And then if you go onto frame 6, right here, you'll see the legs are up and straight and down, and um, they create that L shape. That's called a contact point. And what's so cool about target points, it allows the character to walk on solid surface, or the destination points where you first put it. See right here. And so, next we're gonna scrub to number 12. So it's similar to frame 1, except I have the 2 feet switched around on the side side walk cycle. The reason I just have only 2 um actions here is because it's just easier for me to animate this character with only 2. And then I scroll down to 18, and I almost do the same thing, only for the reverse, only for the other foot. And if you notice too, how my character is stepping too. And the last frame is going to be the last frame. Is going to be the first frame and the last frame. And then we set it on uh, frame 2 for the cycle. Okay. And so now we're gonna go ahead and look at the front cycle, if it will allow me. Okay. So if we play this animation, it has this bouncy look to it. And I still have to play with a walk cycle too for this character. Because some of the actions look ridiculous right now to me. And if you notice that on my characters, I usually stick with the same color scheme for the hips and for the legs. That's only because I don't want to have to worry about readjusting every time, like I do with this rig. See, I would have to constantly mess around with this rig to get the hips right and stuff like that. Or I can also put this hip bone right there where I have to look at it. And I could even put it to a smart action um, on this action window. So anyway, we're gonna now scrub through it. So you create the passion first on frame one, then go over to the number 6 frame, and it's the contact position. And frame 12, it's kind of easier to do the front than the side cycles because it's just easier. Um, because all you got to do is copy number frame 1 to frame 12 and then switch the hips. Right, unless if your character does not hips, you're in trouble, but still. And also, too, if you notice too, that my character's body and the shape of the arms is like it's almost like it's like that. But I don't think this is the final walk cycle for this character. But anyway, after frame 12, we can advance to frame 18. And I kind of lifted up the character a bit and lifted up the other leg. And then for 24, and for 24, it's the same thing. So basically, what I'm doing is just scrubbing through here and just playing the same frames over and over again. Now, to make the character walk convincingly, I can do this real fast. Since I already nailed down the side cycle for this character, I can show you real fast what they can do. So on Prime 1, I adjusted the character so that to be over here. And then I'm going to shift and hold onto frame 96 on linear. And do you see how this keyframe down here next to the layer translation? So I need, well, if I right click it, this is linear. And so of course, when the character walks, it looks like the character's actually walking through the scene. Of course, there's tricks to making it walk in a 3D environment real fast. So I really don't want to get into that right now. But anyway, if you look on my posted video about walk cycles, mm, let me just show you real fast. Thank you, Silly Fans. Again, that was so sweet of you to mention me like that. So, yeah. So basically, this is the walk cycle, and I will show you. This is one of my other videos that you can watch later on my channel. But we can watch this. This will demonstrate how I did the walk cycle with the guide with the box as a guide layer. You can also hide the box layer after you figured out how to do a walk cycle. You're not stuck with this layer. All you do is hide the layer. But anyway, um, anyway, this information I will have for you in the description below. Anyway, so if you're new here, please rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel for new content. Mostly every day or every 3 days, or whenever I feel like it. But anyway, I see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.